The jungler is in for a treat. I actually baked frustration as a snack. Grab it and take a bite. Crispy crust and delicious meat. I don't know how much protein is beef. Finish the appetizer. Bai officially started today's wilderness journey. After crossing a thick grass, accidentally stumbled upon a large fire. He excitedly beckons the photographer to approach the front one. Big guy is different from what I've met before. He has a bulge on his back, is an extremely dangerous saltwater crocodile. This has to make Lord Bai get up the spirit of 12 points. After all, what most people like to eat is human flesh. This is the first saltwater goose I've encountered, but there are more than 100,000 of these here. Everyone's safe. Lord Bai plans to slip away quietly. I didn't expect to just take 2 steps. I saw bubbles bubbling in the deep pool. The surface is calm. In fact, the crocodile is hiding below, waiting for a sneak attack. To prove his conclusion, he quickly picked up a stone and smashed it into the fruit, and there were waves on the water. This also allowed him to see again the horror of saltwater crocodiles. The rest of the journey must be bypassed by all the water. After finding a vacant lot, a simple shelter was built out of wood. This is where we're staying tonight. It's time for protein to be on the agenda. Wandered around in a big circle. Found an antler. This gave Bai a sudden inspiration. Antlers are a natural shape. Just attach 2 elastic bands to it. Then cut off a tire blade and assemble it. You get the Wilderness Limited Edition. Junglers while it's still light. Hurry up and take the slingshot out to find prey. Pretty soon, I found a cute little one on the rock. Squirrel Bai quickly pulled up the slingshot and shot it. It's a pity that the aim is a little poor, not even a cent, just as he was about to attempt a second attack. The photographer discovered something dangerous. Just take one more step. We'll come into contact with the submarine. Spicy strips with rattles next to stones. Foodies are seen. He hurriedly rushed over with a smile on his face. Pick up the stones from the ground. A wave of long-range physical attacks is coming. The little squirrel has long been left behind. Prepare the barbecue immediately. Dig 2 connected earth pits in the ground. This not only keeps the fire under control, it also prevents the fire from being blown out by the wind. Crush the collected tinder. Use a knife to scrape the lighter and raise the fire. To enhance the dining experience, he also specially made a baking pan. Then take off the coat of spicy strips, plate it up and bake it on the fire. But the excitement was soon calmed down by the sky. The thunderclouds overhead quickly gathered. If there is a rainstorm at this time, a leaky shelter can't stand it. I can only pray to God for some face. The result just fell. A bolt of lightning fell from the sky. Rejected his request. The good guy has to work hard. Bai takes local materials, take up all the sage next to it. Stuff it to the roof little by little. The rainstorm is coming soon. Decoration of the falls shelter. Put on your coat to avoid the rain. As for the charcoal grilled spicy strips, suspend them first. But as soon as I got in, I regretted it, because in this weather, the conical shelters are extremely insecure. He could only crouch on the open grass. Try to shrink into a group and reduce the target. Waited for half an hour. The rainstorm gradually subsided. Lord Bai, hurry up and taste the baked spicy strips, although wet in the rain. But it still tastes delicious. Dry it out in 3 or 2 bites. To keep warm at night, stuff the rest of the cattails into your clothes. The next day was a rare sunny day. As he pondered what to eat today, a herd of elephants suddenly burst into his sight. Almost all female elephants take their calves out for outings. A rough estimate is that there are at least 80. I was so scared that I lost the idea of wilderness. Based on years of experience, normally, where elephants are, there's fresh water. So I started looking in the nearby grass. Unexpectedly, he not only found a water source. We found a bullfrog. Tears of excitement immediately flowed from the corners of his mouth. It is said that this little guy has 2 large buck teeth. So Bai did not intend to arrest with bare hands, but on a nearby thorn tree. Cut off a branch. Getting ready to prepare the whip tower with confidence. Bullfrog. I fell a big somersault first. After getting up, my anger exploded instantly. I want to grab him to replenish my body. I didn't expect to be busy for a while. The bullfrog hides and watches a joke. The angry Bayi took down a branch. He borrowed some dry bark from an old tree. The fire rose quickly. Remove the 2 frog legs and roast them on fire. Waited for 10 minutes. Foodies can't wait to start eating. Smooth and tender, not as delicious as expected, but to replenish energy, or bite the bullet and eat it all. I just walked 5 miles. Bullfrog retaliates. He endured his stomach and continued to rush. When you reach the top of the mountain, then I stopped to boil a cup of hot water to relieve myself. Charcoal can absorb large amounts of toxins. You can spill it in while heating the water. Hopefully this will effectively absorb the toxins in the stomach. After drinking a few large mouthfuls of carbohydrate, it really relieved a lot. I followed the stream to a waterfall. They also plans to slowly climb up through the crack. In normal times, this must be his best project. But today acute diarrhea week and the fighting. Endured all the way to climb halfway up the mountain. Suddenly, there is a great power surging in my body. I had to stop and rest for a while. Don't tell me. High in the sky. Looking at the beautiful scenery really has a unique flavor. Wait until it's resolved. Bayi, who climbed again, came to the top of the mountain alive and well. A large pool appeared in front of him. It doesn't matter now. Jump into the pool and wash it well first. This giant grasshopper is more precious than beef. Remove the head and all that's left is protein. Crunch in 1 bite. The sticky juice is very silky. I don't know how many times more protein than beef. After replenishing energy, the jungler continues to move forward. I came across a huge ivory palm pear tree on the road. This is a rare dessert. Pull the fruit from the tree. After prying it open, the white inside is the pulp. Not only does it taste like coconut, but it's also very heavy. Just eating 1 stomach is full. Now Bayer is full of power. You can go 2 miles without breathing. At this time, found dead fallen wood just right across the canyon. He developed the idea of taking shortcuts. Be careful not to be strong enough. Picked up the camera alone and took the lead. Wait until you come to the middle position and look down. At least 27 meters from the bottom of the canyon. Can this be guaranteed if it falls accidentally? It's hard to say. At the same time, the road ahead is blocked by tree branches. The moss on the dead wood is thicker and smoother. Lord Bay's heart is crossed. Tighten the core. Just kick this shit away. Then continue to turn on the electric small motor and rush on. Dismount smoothly in less than 10 minutes. But it was hot and humid. After a while, I was sweating. Immediately found a waterhead nearby. This vine. It usually contains fresh drinking water. Wave your arms, take the next section. Lift it up. Let fresh water flow back into your mouth. If you have a drink, you must find something wet to match. There happened to be a cocoa tree nearby. Instantly take advantage of the amazing bouncing power. Grab the branch and climb up. Cheap. You will easily get the beans at the top of the tree. Raw seeds are rich in vitamin C. If you wait until maturity, it is the raw material for making chocolate. After dessert, the jungler grunts his way. The result is that, let an unknown object cut his finger. Things in the jungle are dirtier than the water of the Ganges. Must find some herbs to treat wounds. Avoid worsening sepsis. Went around for a long time. Find an herb with a small white flower. Its name is Destroyer. The juice from crushed leaves can not only disinfect, it also promotes blood clotting. After lifting the safety hazard, Bayi shook his head again. Soon it was a vast pine forest. Usually this kind of place, there will be unexpected little surprises. He ran under a dead log and dug. Sure enough, a fat thin beetle was found. If you look closely, you will find his head is like a miniature rhinoceros. Don't look at this thing, It looks tiger-headed. It's basically a vegetarian diet. Unfortunately, vegetarians met meat eaters. Like porcelain and other delicious head does not go, gave it a crunch happily on the spot. The crispiest food I've eaten in a while. I don't know why. It always smells like a stinky gutter. I had no choice but to attack the nearby brown elm tree, remove the unpleasant outer skin, take out the tender heart inside, and freshen your breath. After humming a few times, Lord Bay began to take shortcuts again. The dense jungle is not easy to navigate, just choose to follow the river. It turned out that his choice was too wise. A few more freshwater crabs were caught under the stone. But now the protein is a bit over the limit. Decided to pack it up and take it away. Out of the river, it's getting dark. They're going to build a shelter at the highest point in the neighborhood. This can effectively avoid the attack of jackals, tigers and leopards. On the way, I fell in love with the thickest old tree at a glance. Decided to put a suspended hammock on it. I have a plan in mind and I start working immediately. Cut down 3 logs. Use rattan to tie them into a firm triangle. Then climb to the top and pass the vines through the branches. Back to the ground. Pull hard to lift the bed frame. I'm hungry after working so hard for so long. Hurry up and make a fire to cook dinner. Take out the crabs caught during the day and put them in the kettle. Add some fresh water to get boiled crabs. A fragrant dinner will be ready in less than 10 minutes. Fragrant, sweet, crispy and delicious. While supplementing protein, you can also supplement calcium by the way. This dinner was delicious. Let Lord Bay shake his head happily. Bite after bite can't stop at all. After eating and drinking, climbed to the hammock to rest, dreaming all night. The next day I woke up feeling very happy. The scenery is also better than usual. If it weren't for surviving in the wilderness now, he wants to have a good vacation here. After realizing their situation, pack your bags and go. In a dense jungle, they found a strange-looking black tree. Because too many people have been plotted by him, so there is also a nickname called the bad luck tree. Although the spikes outside are very powerful, that the branches and leaves in the bark act as painkillers. Walked down the slope for a while. A cave suddenly appeared in front of me. This moment made Biggie excited. Decided to go inside and see what was good. Took a walk around. Discovered that he could descend with the help of canes on the cliff. Cut the cane. Make sure it's solid inside. The monkey directly incarnated into a person, and Tarzan swung down. I didn't expect too much force. Hit the opposite rock. Fortunately, the rebound stops right next to the other cane, and he was holding on to it. Then it descended easily along the rock wall to the bottom. How did you expect to enter the cave and take a look? The water inside has rotted to the chest, and the rocks nearby are very sharp. There are jagged stones under your feet. You can trip at any time. 10 minutes forward. You can clearly feel that the water level has risen a lot. The passageway is getting narrower. Fortunately, this situation did not last long. They walked out of the cave by the current. Just got ashore. A rare species of acacia horns has been discovered. Its bark can slow down the leishman venom in the body. The speed of spread. Just in case, quickly tear off a few pieces and put them on your body. Then continue to follow the river to find a way out. Considering the bottom, there might be crocodiles and things like that. Lord Bay is going to do a wood cutting. Downstream, found what he was looking for nearby. These driftwood are the roots of the guava apple tree. Although it looks clumsy, but it's actually light and buoyant. With enough material, start working on the framework. Finally, tuck the roots under the frame one by one. It can easily support the valve and lift it up. Sitting on a simple wooden valve. Floated down the river for hours. It's getting wider and wider. The sky is getting darker. Upon closer inspection of the jungle on the shore, they were discovered are airtight. The chances of wanting to crawl in for the night are slim to none. When the moon comes out, he admitted that he was a little flustered. This river hides crocodiles. From time to time, there will be cattle sand passing by here. But now there is no choice at all. just rowing as fast as possible. Hope to float to Hiko soon. Another 3 hours passed. Finally see a little light ahead. And he suddenly realizes that it's the ship's searchlight. And they started screaming like crazy. I want the people on the boat to notice me. Fortunately, hard work pays off. The ship turned towards him. No more worrying about being food for crocodiles. Junglers are indeed not vegetarians. Seafood freedom on a desert island. Sea urchins of this size. 500 grams of gin locally. For a delicious taste. Can't wait to break the spikes on the shell. Cut in half from the middle. You can see the treasure inside. Remove internal organs and sediment. The rest is all protein. Put it in your mouth. Suddenly a smell of preserved eggs rushed to the forehead. The ye's face is full of pain. Features twisted together in an instant. It can be considered that the protein is several times that of beef. Or is it forced to eat everything inside? After replenishing energy, start planning the next route. This desert island has no water. He wanted to cross the channel. Go to the big island opposite to find. It's not in the water yet. There were sharks in the sea. High-end hunter. They just need the simplest tools. Turned around and picked up a stick, slowly moving towards the opposite bank. I didn't expect to take a few steps, warned by a shark, and they just skim across their legs really quickly. By the time he reacted, he was long gone. Even if Bayi has been wandering in the wild for many years, I can't help but feel flustered. Hurry up and call the photographer to speed up. It's halfway there. Two adult sharks began to circle him. Lord Bay has 6 eyes and ears. My feet didn't dare to move, for fear of being targeted by sharks. Crazy acrylic until the shark turns around. Throw away the stick and run away immediately. Wait for the shore. His little heart is still pounding. So exciting. I almost lost my life. Take a short break. Go check out nearby supplies. The first thing that catches your eye is a row of coconut trees. With them, the water problem is alleviated. Double bracelet tree. Use the force under your feet to push upward. Repeat this and you can easily reach the top. After successfully picking a large coconut, jump down and enjoy the fruits of victory. Splitting the hard shell, it contains at least a lifetime of water. Sweet throat moisturizing. Mixed with water in one breath, since sharks are still entrenched in the nearby waters. They is also preparing to collect some supplies for the long-term war. I found a few banana trees along the way. This is an excellent source of fresh water. A straw was made out of bamboo. Insert a sharp bend into the trunk. Dig a hole below. Spread clean plantain leaves inside, then just wait quietly. Fresh water will flow down the pipe. After getting the water supply, he turned back to the beach. I wanted to go down and get some seafood to try, and several sharks got more active. Watch them play happily. Can't help but bring back painful memories of Bayi. I had a crazy idea. He's going to shame a shark. It uses the guts of the sea cucumber as bait. Turns out they weren't fooled. We had no choice but to use the solo method, using homemade golden leaves to attract sharks. Not long after, a gluttonous fish has entered the catch area. This guy looks like he's 2 meters long. They is also going to raid and catch his kiss. How could it be that at the moment of accelerating and narrowing the distance, the opponent fled at a desperate speed? Protein meal failed. You can only set up camp nearby first. Collect the wood that washed ashore. Make 2 eye-shaped frames. And it's fixed with a piece of wood. Tie 2 more logs below. This results in a sturdy bed frame. A 90-kilogram guy like him. Sleeping on it is stress-free. The next step is the most complex. Cross and straighten repeatedly with collected rattan. It takes 2 hours. Finally, a safe. And a large, elastic bed. And finally, some brown fish. Spread it on top as a roof. It is said that the weather here is unpredictable. You can divide the bamboo in two and put it under the eaves. With any luck, we can store some water when it rains. A beautiful night's rest. Lord Bay is working again. Tie the water bottle tightly with a plastic film cover. Got a portable-looking mirror. Today he wants an authentic seafood feast. Drag the small bamboo valve into the sea and watch around. After no sharks, immediately use the forward-looking mirror to observe the situation at the bottom of the water. The sea floor is not only beautiful, lots of protein. They took a deep breath. Grabbing a rock and a 3-pronged table and sinking to the bottom of the sea, the weight of the stone can accelerate the body's fall. This saves a lot of energy. But when you swim near a coral reef, breath holding has reached its limit. I had to come to the surface. I found a big surprise when I evoked the second dive. A couple of lobster whiskers are popping out of the reef. After locking on the target, the jungler quickly attacked. He did not succeed. He also alerted the snake to let the lobster run away. Lord Bay will never allow this to happen. After a short break, back to the bottom of the sea. This time the lobster didn't choose to escape. Seeing this, the foodie shellfish are no longer left behind. 3 plus 5 divided by 2 successfully won. Looks like at least 1.5 kilograms of lobster. He salivated. Direct current. I can't imagine how delicious it is to eat a bite. The first thing to do when returning to camp. Just throw it into the fire and roast it. Wait until the outer coat is tender and the inner one is tender. Take it out. Cut off the tail with the most meat. Feel the weight in your hands. Just laughed. The meat is plump in one bite. Smooth taste. The smell of fragrance goes straight to the sky. I don't know how many times better than beef. After a delicious meal, Yi has a new idea in his mind. He wanted to build a beacon tower on the cliff. It's as if a passing ship is sending a distress signal. Start with 3 branches. Make a stable triangular frame. Then stuff the middle with plastic trash and hay. In this way, the black smoke from the burning of the plastic will be obvious. Just light it up when you find a ship. To prevent getting wet with ignition when it rains. The surface is covered with a layer of banana leaves. After being busy, Grandpa is not idle. Continue to collect supplies everywhere. In a cliff crevice, a bundle of abandoned cables was found. Use the fishing net to climb down immediately. Take a closer look after landing. This rope is equivalent to 500 strands of string. Maybe it will be of great use later. Because the rope is too heavy, it cannot be returned the same way. I had to carry him back to the shore. Just came ashore. And there's a yacht on the horizon. Excited, he threw the rope directly. Rush back to the cliff and light the beacon fire. Soon the fire began to produce thick black smoke. Plus that loud voice. Lord Bay feels that his survival is stable this time. Who would have thought that today's luck would be a bit off? The sea breeze was blowing towards him. Before the sound reached the yacht, it was called back. Watching the yacht make a relentless U-turn. He's wilted. The jungler is floating. He actually cooked mutton in the geothermal pool. Let's start with a mouthful of popping sheep eyeballs. The taste of the cartilage also has a unique smell. Then pick up the cooked hind leg meat. Smooth and delicious. Sweet meat. I don't know how many times more protein than beef. Lord Bacon eats so well this time. It all depends on the goat falling off the cliff blind. It happened to be picked up by him passing by. The big meal is beautifully placed in front of the mouth. Take out the knife immediately. It's just a dry cut of a goat hind leg meat. Use a knife to support the skin to separate the meat. Sheep eyeballs are also a rare delicacy and must be taken away. A man who owns a sheep is willful. Just take the essence and run wild. There is no meat shabu tool in the geothermal pool, so unpack the carry. Hang the meat and the eyeballs separately. Throw it in the geothermal pool and have a delicious meal. The back also continues to move forward because the average temperature here is around 4 degrees. So there's a lot of edible plants. This white antler-like plant. It's a rare reindeer table. It has no nutritional value other than looking good. Make it like eating grass. Can temporarily create the illusion of being full. All the way. That's why mutton can provide some energy. But once it keeps drizzling, after walking for a few miles, the body temperature starts to gradually drop. Soon Bayi was. The white fog ahead attracts attention. Walked in to check and found out. There is a small piece of water boiling in the river, and the main road is icy glacial water. This led him to a crazy idea. He diverted the water with stones and moss. Only a small part of the cold water flows into the geothermal area. This neutralizes boiling hot water very well. It's a natural hot spring. Everything is ready. I can't wait to return my clothes and lie in. It's so comfortable. It's no different from taking a bath in a 5-star hotel. The only bad thing is when the water gets hot. You have to manually remove the moss. Let some of the hot water run down. After the body temperature returns to normal, he continues to set off towards his destination. I didn't expect to find a lot of them outside the forest. Snow chicken feathers. This can make junglers go crazy. He also wants to get to try the early adopters. After finding the trajectory left by the snow chicken nearby, use carry. On their way. Made several lassos. The trap is to hold the standby. He decided to build a shelter nearby. Freshly picked moss to lay out as a mattress, and build stone walls all around. Prevent heat loss during sleep. And the roof features new anti-peeping technology. Rack full of free withered branches. Finally, a thick layer of moss is applied. You're done. But I don't want to be frozen into meatballs at night. And burn a fire in front of the bed. Provides a constant stream of heat. Lie down in a leaking luxury queen room. There is a warm feeling of coming home. Early the next morning, Lord Bay rushed to the trap excitedly to check it out. The first trap has nothing. The second one successfully caught the snow chicken. Hungry man. Immediately spread your feet and run back to the camp. Take off the down coat of the little chicken with your bare hands. Come in peppers. Bake directly on the fire. After waiting for 15 minutes, the fragrance is pungent. The meat is delicious in one bite. Even the inside is a rare dark brown. But the palm-sized snow chicken, it can't fill Lord Bay's stomach at all. Hurry up and head south. This reasonable year-round life of tarantulas, so many that you can easily catch it without a fishing rod. If you eat fish, you must eat the freshest. Now fish it up and bite it down. You can even take it as a snack on the road. After replenishing energy, quickly climb a hillside. And his destination was the sea not far away, because the way down the mountain is very steep. In order not to die here, decided to use the tool immediately. Tie one end of the rope to the tree trunk. Use this force to slowly climb down. I didn't expect luck to stop me. Can't stop, but in the nest on the mountainside, there is actually a bald gull the size of a fist. Lord Bay climbed over excitedly. It turned out that they had been defrauded. He was a bad guy. Come and try it with the hard bala. Sulfur dioxide. It was the first smell he'd encountered in years of jungling. Only 2 words can describe fat and smelly. Over a cliff and then to a swamp. You walk and you observe. Looking forward to picking up good things. And finally, a large lump of dry gold was found on the vine. Silver flower this in the wet swamp. It's a precious spark. Take up everything left for him. While happily passing by the bushes. But he was almost assassinated by a pheasant. To get revenge on this little thing, Lord Bay instructs the lair to steal his eggs. 3 small eggs. Let him itch unbearably after not eating for a day. Find a gondi to live. Then bite into a bowl of sterile black boiled eggs to eat. The egg shells are only medium rare. Knock it open and see that you won the jackpot. This is still a live beet. One mouthful is stuffy and the stomach is warm. After several days of trekking, we finally reached the coast. From a distance, I saw a group of seagulls committing crimes in a gang. The air still smelled of decay. When I got closer, it was a stranded fragrance. The big guy is full of treasure. Meat is edible, poor enough to be an oil lamp. Even skin can be used to make the shells of clothes and boats. For fishermen, he was a gift of nature. And this is the southernmost point of Iceland. There is no way forward. What is it? let the junglers jump up and down in fright. It turned out to be him and the local natives. A giant porcupine hole was discovered. Two people cooperate for half a day. In the end, only a few thorns of the porcupine were pulled out. Lord Bay lay down and observed the situation in the cave. And there were a lot of bats at the top. They had no choice but to keep digging in. After driving all the bats out, only then did he explore half of his body and find how. The pig has been cornered to the end and there is no way back. Trying to beat the porcupine with a stick, only to find that he had put all the thorns on end. Prepare to attack. At this time, the Aboriginal brother next to him gave Bayi an idea. Let him reach in and pull it out. Hearing this, Bayi was stunned. I thought the other party was teasing him, but after seeing the native brother's serious face, so I hesitantly decided to give it a try. But instead of using my hands, I used a stick to poke him really hard. The dignity of porcupines is challenged. Rushing out in anger, that he was kicked by Bayi's trajectory. Push him to the ground with precision. Then he used a wooden stick to send him a box lunch. A set of flowing operations instantly won the warm applause of the natives. And this 10-kilogram porcupine, it's the lunch of Lord Bay and the Aborigines. After saying goodbye to everyone, continue on the journey of survival. In the desert, water is essential for survival. This dry riverbed in front of me, you can clearly see traces of water flowing. Although the ground is baked dry and hard by the poisonous sun, cracking, but judging from past experience, the vegetation next to it is so crisp, there must be water underground. Without saying a word, find a cool place to dig. When digging to a depth of 20 centimeters, the earth starts to get wet. Then take off your socks. Stuff them in according to the old rules. Press hard for water suction. The overflowing water is cold and a sour taste. Very thirsty. After ingesting some water severely, keep going. The back has to cross a roasted lake bed. Endless loess. Just when he was worried that he would be on a long journey, when dying of lack of water, luckily found a bunch of ultralight zeros. After a short thought, with a bold idea in mind, scattered pulleys and iron bars, assembled into a desert chariot. To test my ideas, it throws up that giant parachute, and as expected, it's sharp. It drags people along. Everything is ready. Lord Bay grabbed the parachute and got into the chariot. This car is powered by the wind. Heaven and earth are omnipotent. In the beginning, he was still concerned about his ingenuity, happy and eager. It's not equipped with a braking system. After moving forward for a while, the increasing wind makes the wheels dry quickly. There was smoke, and an accident happened. Although I didn't get to go all the way, but it also cut the distance in half. It was already afternoon when Bay also walked out of the lake bed. Long time without water caused his lips to chapped. At this time, it was found that a lot of lush had grown outside the Grand Canyon. Prosperous shrub. If nothing else, there must be a water source nearby. Walk forward a few hundred meters. Sure enough, a small pool was found. Unfortunately, this is stagnant water. There's even a plucked squirrel floating inside. Even if it's just a drop, it's enough to make you really sick. Think about it. Do ye guess that the canyon might lead to a river? So I'm going to go through this pool. Outside is a scorching desert, but the water in the pool is surprisingly cold. Soaking for a long time will definitely cause the body temperature to gradually drop, and you're just swimming as fast as you can. Soon the road ahead was blocked by a pile of dead wood. It must have been initialized by a flash flood. Loose pile of dead wood, no way to climb over, and the best way to do that is to swim underneath. Take a deep breath and dive straight to the bottom. Ordinary people, the maximum time you can hold your breath is about 3 minutes. Just when he was about to lose his grip, successfully passed through the obstacle, although out of the pool. But water remains a major challenge. A few kilometers ahead, I heard the chirping of insects. Follow the sound. I found a piece of wetland. Very little water seeps through the cracks. They also dug out a small warehouse where the water dripped. to stop the water from flowing away on its original trajectory. In the process of water accumulation, ready to be nearby, look for a plant called morning glory. His scriptures are hollow, can act as a straw. When you return, a lot of water has accumulated in the small puddle. Due to this water, it's been filtered through layers of rock. The water quality is comparable to the water aristocracy. Without saying a word, he started drinking. Physical strength has been restored. After leaving the Grand Canyon, antelope footprints were found on the ground. I was so happy that I thought I could eat meat today. As a result, I followed the footprints forward. I actually saw signs of a fight. Sure enough, the antelope was turned upside down by predators. Only one body remains. Lord Bay had to settle for the next best thing. Grab the little beetles on the ground and crunch them. Don't look at this thing. I don't know how many times more protein than beef. In the desert, although the branches and leaves of plants can provide some water, but some of them are incredibly deceptive. This thing that looks like a cactus is big. Avoid the white branches and leaves inside, which contain toxins. If you accidentally touch your eyes, even the slightest bit of blindness is possible. So be sure to stay away when encountering this plant. Can snatch food from the mouth of a jungler. Freshwater crocodiles are the first. The fish just got hooked. They had no martial arts ethics. Bite down on Lord Bay's feast. Looking at the hard-won protein deficiency, I just grabbed the fishing rod and tried to grab it back. After several rounds of pulling, almost dragged into the water. This is forced to admit defeat. Remember the beginning. He's a man at the top of the food chain. Only powder that is snatched from other people's mouths. It was actually planted in the hands of a crocodile today. Lord Bay left the area aggrieved. When you come to the swamp, found a crocodile skull. Just looking at teeth as thick as a human finger. I shudder. If this comes 9 times out of 10, the last bite will lack arms and legs. Luckily I didn't get entangled with the crocodile at the time. Otherwise, someone else will be by the river in the future. Picked up his skull. Lord Bay with lingering fears. I quickly picked up a wooden stick for self-defense, to prevent being targeted by crocodiles again. I never thought I had just walked a distance. I met a nutria. This is the world's largest fossil tooth. The little guy looks so chic. Big orange teeth with a thick rat tail. Very brutal, but the meat is delicious. The greedy foodie was stabbed hard in loss, but it took 10 minutes. Little Sheik shows no sign of coming out either. I had no choice but to let him live. Failed twice in a row. Let Bayi doubt his combat effectiveness today. For revenge, he decided to try it out with a baby crocodile. Crocodiles usually lie in ambush under the silt. When you feel interpersonal, you will get up and engage in sneak attacks. So Bayi took the enemy's move. I don't move strategy, until I heard a tiny flapping sound. Only then did the jungler pinch his hands and feet and move forward. Seeing the little crocodile 3 meters away, my heart is happy. It's time to hunt. And he carefully circles around to the side of the crocodile. This little guy is about 1.8 meters long. I have to treat it with 12 points of spirit. Carefully test it with a wooden stick first. The swamp is the home of the crocodile. He was not afraid of a human, little Karami. Daring teeth and grinning warnings will eat you if you get any closer. Bayi is a real man who never backs down. Quick detour to the crocodile's blind spot. A long pounce rides on the little guy. Hold his mouth tightly. Then he took out his knife and picked up the box lunch. While going ashore to prepare charcoal grilled crocodiles, there was a dew that came over my neck. It's very difficult to carry a 30 kilograms big baby first. Once back on shore, Lord Bay set about building a shelter. Fallen trees are strong enough to be picked up as bed frames. The wood is neatly laid, and then use the iron bars nearby to make a thermal mattress, to prevent the rain from wetting the hair at night. We need to make a roof. Collect some brown donkey liquid. After simple processing, the shelter that leaks the wind and doesn't leak the rain is done. When going out to find fire materials, from a distance, I can see the sea rat that I didn't catch before. Although he looks delicious, But the crocodile meat at the camp is even more tempting. Lord Bay was kind enough to let him go back to the shelter. Use the found dry wood to start a fire. A day in the marshes. The foot skin almost softened and fell off. Hurry up and roast the feet. Then put the crocodile tail. Cut off the essence on the side. A big chunk of lean meat. The wrapped shellfish will also be charred immediately. After half an hour, the meat is bright and oily. Can't wait to take it off. One bite and the satisfaction is overwhelming. Crocodile meat is not only very low in cholesterol, protein is still several times that of beef. When you're full, borrow some white fat from the crocodile. Although it is greasy and stinky, but it works better on the skin than toilet water. Let Bayi avoid mosquito bites at night. The next day he wanted to change the taste. Unexpectedly, it got into trouble with the crocodile family. Just went out. Just caught a 2-year-old baby crocodile. The little cutie keeps struggling. The whole body has endless energy. Young with white and pointed teeth. Take a bite and lose a piece of meat. According to the International Jungling Convention, they release this minor crocodile baby. Except for crocodiles in the Everglades. The most is the toad. I want to catch one to try it. I didn't expect the explosion of character. Picked up a century-old colored turtle. That's a pretty good tonic. I gave it a box lunch directly. After returning to camp, Bait is too lazy to wash. Put it directly on the fire and bake it. Waited for about an hour. Fresh charcoal roasted turtles are baked. Shell boom. Once it is crispy, it will rot. Cut off the tender meat inside and taste it. Juicy, fat and sweet. The fragrance goes straight to the sky. Original. Lord Bay still thinks the food is not enough. And a little wild lemon for a change. The aroma of barbecue combined with the sweet and sour of lemon can only be described as a good guy for a good meal. Experts use iron plates as frying pans. Cooking sea bass. Less than half an hour. The aroma of fish permeates the camp. Can't wait to taste it. Tender and juicy, fragrant and delicious. I don't know how many times more protein than beef. It's so delicious that I can't stop. With the beauty of the wilderness. He almost thought he was on vacation. After a delicious meal, pack up your school bag and continue to go. This place is frequented by cougars. In order to prevent you from launching a sneak attack, put the sunglasses upside down on the back of your head. So cougar, he thinks he has eyes in the back. Don't dare to act rashly. That's all. After a long trek for several hours, found a fatal problem. The ground under my feet is almost completely parched by the sun. Not eating for a week is not a big problem. He can't stand not drinking water for 3 days, regardless of 3721. Direct family Mary looking for water. Handsome slide shovel plus spin jump. I didn't stop and almost fell off a cliff. I caught a crooked tree quickly. Find the focus point quickly under your feet. I was lucky enough to climb up and go through this. Lord Bay swore never to play like this again. But I just picked it up. There's a lawn for stream at the bottom of the canyon. You have to find a way to climb down and drink water and get close to the observation. The depth of the cliff is about 20 meters. If you accidentally fall, I can break my butt into 8, but for water, he would do anything. He walked down the crevices carefully. By a rock, discovered the slope to the valley floor. Because there is a lot of powder on the surface, so just spread the legs out and find support. You can slide down slowly. After landing safely, Bayi untied his shoelaces excitedly. There is a lot of sediment in the water. He has to filter it through old socks the old way. Filled with a jug full of flavored water. And they walked along the stream. It was slow at first. Until I found a rabbit in front of me, eyes lit up instantly. The solace of the feet galloped out like oil. But after chasing for 10 minutes, I didn't even find a single rabbit hair, but fortunately, successfully walked out of the canyon under the guidance of the rabbit. In front of you is an arid shrub desert. Although the environment here is harsh, but there are also some resources available, like this bush called Mormon tea. It is said that the local natives would boil and drink it. can treat pollen allergies and respiratory diseases like asthma. They picked a handful and put it in his pocket, just in case. Waiting to get out of the desert. Encountered new challenges. A huge lake blocked the way. Just watching along the shore how to get there. A canoe was found sunk at the bottom of the lake. If used properly, reaching the other side is also like a palm, but after exerting the strength to breastfeed, can't drag. He had to use his brain. With the rope on the paraglider and the pan-shan buckle. Made a 3-to-1 crane. Easily pulled the canoe ashore. After some inspection, except for a small hole in the bottom, other places are fine. And they cut a cloth out of the paraglider. Roll it up like a seal to block the hole. Now everything is ready but the east wind. After a simple modification of the paraglider, the jungler took BB Chen Hao and set off. He simulates the principle of kite flying. Put the paraglider in front. After dozens of pulls, finally set sail. Fast and furious. Lord Bay's excited scream was so cool. When the result was proud, the camera turned. The cabin is full of water. At this point, I can only hope to make it to the other side. But God must be jealous of Bei's talent. The wind on the lake suddenly died down, causing the paraglider to fall. The canoe also lost its balance and turned sideways. Fortunately, it's not too far from the shore. Just give up the canoe boat and go ashore. The sun is about to set. Drenched. We must hurry up and find a foothold. Run all the way. Finally, before dark, found an abandoned cabin. Build a fire to keep warm as soon as you collect dry wood nearby. A comfortable night's rest. Time came the next day. As a particular person, even in the wilderness, good personal hygiene. Cut a few branches without a toothbrush. Shake it with your teeth to make it rough. It's perfect for tartar. Finish that and keep going. On the way, he also grabbed an abandoned telephone pole, took a 10-meter-long cable, then through the woods to the foot of the flat. It's a clear animal trail. Follow him, maybe you'll meet a stinky bear. Lord Bay rushed forward with his heart that picked up the leak. I didn't expect to find an antler. Take it up and take it away. Maybe it will come in handy later. A few hundred meters ahead is a cliff. The visual depth is about 50 meters. And there's a lot of gravel. If you climb down directly, it may accidentally fall into meat crumbs. And I had an epiphany. He had an idea. You can build a zip line with the big tree. Climb over and do what you say. Tie the newly found antlers firmly to a wooden stick. The rope with the paraglider is thrown hard. Center position. And we're going to pull the cable through. We built a zip line. Due to the steep angle of the zip line, he has to take safety measures. Use the rest umbrella rope and climbing buckle. Made a makeshift seat belt. To protect family heirlooms, take off your jacket to protect key positions. Everything is ready. Grind back a little bit along the zip line. But the zip line is too thin to grasp the balance. I almost fell off several times, at the loss of making seat belts in advance. Continue to slide back by constantly adjusting the posture. After half an hour of torture, finally reached the top of the tree. But this tree is at least 30 meters tall. It took a lot of effort to land safely. After leaving the valley, the first thing a foodie does is to find protein for energy. He is dying. A 2-finger feature was found under the tree. Then he closed his eyes and hummed. This time is a high-end game. Don't stir it up. Protein is simply not comparable to old cows. After leaving the woods, I finally saw hope. They decided to climb the 60-meter high iron frame. Go to the railway above to see the situation. But when you get to the top, there's nowhere to go. The protruding cement slab cannot be climbed over at all. You can only take out the chain you found before from the bag. Tie a big knot at the top. Crazy swing up. Trying to hook the obstacle. Failed several times due to obstructed vision. Finally, with unremitting efforts, Finally hook something. Now all you have to do is fly in the air. Grab the chain and climb up little by little. Don't underestimate this last fan. Whether it's physical strength or chains, where there is a problem with one party, what awaits him will be doom. Climbing up hard, my hands are shaking. I have two. The name of the wilderness handle is not so easy to be. Walked along the tracks and entered a tunnel. How can I just get halfway there? And there was a deafening whistle. Frightened, he was blasted by the wild brain seeds. Quickly spread your feet and run a suitable race. Before the train rear-ended, it pounced out in a moment. Then he quickly reacted and chased the hitchhiker away.